This is it.
We're back.
This is the thing. This is the time. I'm so incredibly excited to be here right now. I mean, all of this, this whole thing hinged on hinges. I looked for this set of hinges for 8 months, and it's still not exactly correct because the receivers are a little bit different, but they should be able to, we should be able to make these work. These are hinges from a Pioneer PL530, and if you're online and you've got a 6300 and you're trying to find hinges, that's what they tell you. Oh, you do know that they have the same hinges as the Pioneer PL530. Well, let me tell you something, folks. That turntable is equally hard to find.
And really nice, too.
And really nice, and worth refurbishing. Now, both he and I are sitting on PL530s that need a whole lot of love. So that's a whole different video. And why we're here today is to revisit that Marantz 6300, that dream machine of turntables that we made the previous video on, sort of alleviating or stepping back once the mechanical work that Lance did. Let's go back for a minute and talk about what we did in the other video.
Yeah, so we took this thing apart and we went and we lubricated the whole thing. We used deoxit on the switches. We actually recapped the circuit board that's in here. We lubricated the spindle here. We made sure all the functions and buttons worked. And yeah, it spins at the right speed, all the functions up and down, auto stop and everything works. So it's a functioning turntable. We just need to make it look good.
Yeah, it's about making it look pretty at this point. So what we're about and what we're trying to do here is really gonna do everything we can do. I mean, here's the thing. We're not going to be able to get it to be perfect. That's obvious. There's some pitting on this tone arm that we need to address. The plinth itself is actually in very good shape.
Yeah, it's very nice.
But we'll be doing some cleanup stuff. So we'll be going down a list of what exactly we're going to go through and do, and then we're going to kind of address it one by one, including doing sort of an advanced cleanup on the dust cover.
The dust cover is pretty bad.
And then mounting that to this guy and seeing what we can come up with. But the whole idea is that when this video is over, I'll be able to take this thing home and go listen to some records. So.
Yep, that's a good plan. So let's go through what we're going to do. We're going to start by just cleaning it up. We're going to get all this grime and dirt and stuff off of here, and we're going to clean the platter and this metal piece here and wipe down this wood. And yeah, after that, we're going to do a little cosmetic cleanup on the wood, fix some of the holes and chips, that sort of thing. And then we're going to fix the feet. As you can see, there's no feet on this thing. We have the feet, they just need to be repaired. So we'll do that. Next, I think we're going to attempt to remedy the pitting on the chrome tone arm here and see if we can get that cleaned up.
Just the best we can. And again, I mean, we've got a few things that we're going to try on some of this stuff, and it may or may not work today, but ultimately, you know, that's what this is all about. It's about learning and kind of growing with this hobby. And I mean, what better unit to spend some time on than this guy tonight. So
yep.
I think that's about it. We'll like I said, we've got an advanced process that Lance is sort of pioneering with the polishing of the dust covers. So we're going to see if we can get that going. We're going to use a couple of products on the wood, and hopefully we'll get this thing up and going.
I'm excited. To clean this up, we're going to use just a basic Clorox wipe and then some microfiber cloths, and it should work pretty well because I've used that a number of times. So we could get down in these crevices a little more. And something I use for that, I'll use a toothbrush sometimes, like an old girl's toothbrush, not your toothbrush.
Not your personal toothbrush.
You can if you want, but. We'll see how that comes out. Yeah. So I want to make sure I wipe this off before it seeps into the wood.
Do you think it would bleach it out a little bit?
I don't know, it might. Let's get a fresh one. So I'm kind of scrubbing with the grain of the metal. Try to get in there good. Keep seeing little things. Yeah, it's better. Still needs a little workaround right in here. So maybe later we can get some of that stainless steel polish stuff working in there. Yeah, so we did our basic wipe down. We got all the top level grime off. We cleaned this metal up as best we could. We got in these crevices here real good. And yeah, there's a couple still spots here. There's a couple spots still here. And you know, we'll address those later, maybe get some heavier cleaning stuff. But yeah, it's looking a lot better. One of the cool things about this turntable is it actually came with the feet. Unfortunately, they were not attached, but we're pretty happy that they're here because lots of times you find these and the feet are just gone and they're pretty hard to find. So what we're going to do is we're going to use some glue and we're going to put them back together and affix them to the bottom of the turntable. So I'm going to use some just basic crazy glue gel and we're going to put it all back together. So I'm going to flip this turntable over and I'm putting a towel underneath to give it, yeah, so this is Gorilla Glue super glue gel. It works really well and it sticks really fast.
Getting a little scratchy in my headphones here. Hopefully it sounds okay for you out there.
That's right.
Hope you guys are doing good.
The dots that are already there.
Cheers.
All right, we're gonna let these set for a minute and then we're gonna flip it over to put some pressure on it. And then as we work on the rest of this glue should set. This series is called I Don't Know Stuff. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I've not done this before. There is a nice little chip in the bottom of this turntable and we're going to use a little bit of this plastic wood to sort of fill that in so it's not so obvious. And we want to do that now, so as we work on the rest of this, I'll have a little bit of a chance to dry. This little chip here, I mean, stuff like this can be really annoying. And if you can do anything to make this better, you know, it goes a long way. So hopefully this will be able to work to fill this in. If you think we're doing it wrong, or if you have a better idea, you know, put it down in the comments below. We'd love to hear you because we're always trying to learn stuff and figure stuff out. This might not work. Like, I almost want to just put a big glob there and let it dry and then start sanding it down or whatever. Yeah. It's starting to come.
Ooh. All right, thanks for bearing with me, y'all. Just working out some soundy issues on my own, technician here. Hope you guys are doing good up there. Much love.
Hi, I'm Nick. All right, so we are now addressing the tone arm. There's a couple of different things I want you to see. I'm going to show you this guy here, if I can get focus on here. You can see it's just got some sort of gnarly looking pits on it, you know? And again, this is a situation where, you know, we don't know a ton of, we don't have a lot of experience doing this exact thing, you know? But we are going to take a best shot at it. If you search online, you'll find a guy who's got a motorcycle and he gets the pitting off of his motorcycle with aluminum foil. So we're gonna try it. No promises, you know. We tested it on a little piece back here. It seems to make it look better. The pitting was still evident. So we're gonna try it first with a little bit of water, and then we're gonna try it with some deoxit. That seemed to at least polish it up a bit. So we're just taking foil and we're just balling it up with a little bit of water and putting just the littlest bit, because again, this is electronics, man. So again, see, I'm already dripping, and we want to be real careful about that. Because you don't want the water to go down into your crevasses while you're, you know, working on the thing, or you're gonna plug it in. But you can kind of see, if I just take it like this and I work it, wow, that's actually kind of working a little bit. Wow, dude. I don't want to go too much because I don't want to overdo it. Because you can start to, what you're doing is you're scraping away the clear coat a little bit, just enough to get that pitting going. And ideally, what you would do, and now we're not prepared to do that right now, is you would hit this again with a clear coat to protect that metal. Because now we're getting down closer to the bare metal. This, dude, one little swipe with this, and I'm impressed with that. That's a good result. I would recommend doing this if you have the same sort of situation. You see that? Yes, you see that? You see that?
Yeah.
That's already looking a lot better. Yeah. So so I'm just gonna kind of continue here and keep doing that. Again, I'm not hitting it too hard, and I'm being careful not to get too much moisture on it because it's still, you know, I'm an electronic instrument. But I think this is a solution that we can work with. And then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna spray a little bit of deox on the foil and just try to hit it that way. I'm just being careful not to hit too much of the other stuff. I'm not trying to scratch anything up. I'm just trying to get that layer of gunk off of my tone arm so it looks a little bit prettier when I play it. I don't have to go much crazier than that, man. I mean, we could probably sit here and kind of finesse with it.
Take a look. I want to see.
Well, look at that.
Let's go.
That's not bad.
Wow, that's like a night and day difference.
It's kind of crazy, dude. I'm kind of like, I want to get to a little clear coat and kind of protect that, but I think that's not too bad, dude. I'm kind of okay with that, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna sit here and mess around with this for a little bit longer. We're gonna cut this clip, but I think that's a solution that you can use if you find yourself, you know, finding little pitting areas with some pitting. I wouldn't maybe do it on this sort of, yeah, on the brush metal I wouldn't do it on, but on that polished stuff, I'm getting a pretty solid result here. So, for what it's worth, I don't know stuff, man. It's like, well, we'll all learn together, you know? It's great.
So one of the ways we're going to make this turntable really pop is we're going to clean up the lid for it. We're lucky to even have a lid here. I don't think this was even the original lid for this turntable. It is a Marantz lid. It has the Marantz logo inside too, which is pretty cool. As you can see, it's pretty bad. It's really scratched up. It's got what even looks like a little burn mark or something on here. So we're going to try to get a nice new finish on this by using this headlight restoration kit. And what this is going to allow us to do is we have different grits of sandpaper. We're going to sand off some thin layers of this lid using different grits, and then we're going to use the Plastex polish and using this buffer to my drill here, and we're going to shine this up real good so it'll be super smooth, and hopefully we'll be able to get most of this grime and yuck off of here. Some of the deeper scratches might still be there, but I think it's going to look a lot better. Now this lid is in pretty bad shape, so we're going to have to sand it down a good amount. So we're going to do this in the other room because this is sort of a messy process. So here we go. So I hope you enjoyed that little demonstration. Wow, you can see here what a difference. Night and day. This looks great. Now it's not perfect by any means. We could go over it even more to get it a little more clear, but I mean, this is a very, very passable turntable lid. And compared to what we have, I think this is gonna look great on the 6300.
Well, here we go. I mean, we got a turntable. Thanks for all your expertise, Lance. I don't think I could have gotten this far without your help. Yeah, man. I mean, we went ahead and put the Pickering cartridge that it came with back on. The lid is on and fighting away the dust as it's made to do. And it all seems to be working. So we're just looking at this head shell, noticing, looked at the tracking force for this Pickering 1200. It's a Pickering, what is it, XV15 1200E. And the tracking force on this guy is 1.25 grams. So make sure you're looking up tracking force on some of your vintage cartridges, because you never know.
Appreciate everybody who's tuned
if they
in
could have
right
a really
now,
light
who's tuning
touch.
in earlier, we might tune in the future.
But yeah, I think last thing left to do with this guy is just go back to that corner and fill it in with a little bit of Howard's. If you're not familiar with Howard's products, they're fantastic for working, especially with walnut and different types of woods.
There's one right here.
Anybody who throws any
And then after that, we probably just hit it with some feed and wax.
I usually take about 20%
The feed and
of that
wax is something
push
that
it
you
on
want
the
to do maybe
NAACP
after you've done
legal
all your work,
defense and
filling in all your
education
little
funds.
spots and all your little scratches and nicks. Like I said, this wood was in really, really good shape, except for that corner and just a few other little
Much
spots.
appreciated.
So we'll save that for another video, but we highly recommend that Howard's feed and wax. The way that this is like a beeswax with caribou.
It's like a beeswax.
Carnauba, shit. It's got wax in it. Anyway, orange and citrus and all that good smelling stuff. And what that does is it takes this old wood and it just drinks that stuff up like it's drinking water in a desert. So thank you to Lance. Thank you for your help with this guy. This is something that I just think it's going to sit at my house. I've already ordered an Ortofon cartridge for this thing, and so you know I'm pretty serious about it. Thanks for watching, and thanks for sticking with us on this two-part epic Marantz 6300 renovation. And yeah, we're continuing to do stuff in the community and build community through our group, The Vinyl Herd. You can now check out our website. It's just slowly being built out at thevinylherd.com. Is that correct?
Vinylherd.com.
Vinylherd.com. I should know that before I say shit. But yeah, vinylherd.com. And yeah, we'd invite you to take a look there and see what we're up to, and just find some ways to connect with us, because, you know, we are passionate about this stuff, and we really enjoy, you know, digging through records and doing all that stuff. So until next time.
Yeah, thanks. Let me show you how this thing works. All right, so that's interesting.